Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and tonight I'm going to be doing WIPNCHAT. It's a little bit late. I apologize for that. If you have to watch this on Friday or Saturday, I'm sorry in advance. Things got a little bit delayed on my end. Tonight I'm working on the Dragon Seasons painting by Enabler's Outpost that is 50 by 235 centimeters. Yeah, we are right here on this very, very long painting. The artist is Emma Casey, and she has a completed review of this painting over on her channel, so you should go check it out. It is Emma Casey Loves Crafts, I believe. So go have a look. Luna has just heard my voice and is escaping the living room. So if you can hear her, that is the noise that you hear. I'm sure that James will let her out soon to come and join me. So how are you? How are you all doing? I hope you're well. Oh, now she's barking. I hope you're doing well. Things here are good, and we're going to catch up and just talk life for a little bit. And as you can see, I am using my new art dot containers. They are awesome. I just finished putting all the diamonds in, so they are now ordered in DMC number, and I have my little sheet here. It's a sticker sheet, but I decided to use the labels that I got from Art Dot instead. This way I could maybe use this as like a storage system later. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going there yet. I'm just doing one step at a time, right? Let us choose a color. I'm going to choose one that isn't very prominent in this section, actually. And I'm going to be using some tools that I use when I diamond paint on Ajisai today. Today, this is my Diamond Pen Pal anti-roll pen. You can see it's flat on one side. And my Firefly diamond art tray. And I'm going to pick this symbol, which is a plus sign. Plus, this always takes forever. I'm not going to pause the video. There it is, 8:14. Okay. So just go over here, pick up the thingy, and Bob's your uncle. Luna, I'm filming. Oh, you probably hear a lot of noise too. That is some kind of, oh dear, hang on. Some kind of very large truck ambling by on our very small road. That was weird. And yeah, let's just get diamond painting. So how are you doing? It has been a little bit, a week or so since my last video, and I hope this week has been good for you. We are kind of doing the same thing that we were doing last time. We spent our weekend, like I said, I was helping a friend of mine with her, like, going out and campaigning and talking to people in the community and all that. And that went really, really well. But other than that, like, it's been actually a really quiet week. Not much has gone on. I'm going to pick 310 next because I know the symbol. So yeah, you know what? I have actually been watching some of my older diamond painting videos, and I was watching the ones in the Get to Know Me playlist because it has been so long since I've actually connected with my own videos and like done that sort of thing. And I kind of want to bring that back a little bit because I thought it was nice to like share bits about myself. And I don't think that there are many people who go back and watch videos that are, 4, 5 years old at this stage. So I just wanted to maybe talk about it for a little bit and talk about who I am and what I'm doing here. Because it has been a wild ride. It really has. And I want to say thank you because there are a lot of people subscribed to my channel now, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support that you've given me over the years, and that a lot of people have built me up as well. Like, I have some really good friends that I've made just from being a part of the diamond painting community and being in this sphere. And I just wanted to be able to say thank you, because while I was watching back on these videos, you know, a lot has happened in the last couple of years. Life has been kind of insane. I've gone through so much. My grandparents passed, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law passed. We did a lot of soul searching, especially in the year 2020. And the last video that I watched was actually during the pandemic. And that was a scary time because I lost my job just before the pandemic happened. And so I had to kind of find my way. 6:47. I had to find my way and what I was going to do with my time. And you all were there to watch my videos and help me realize that there was a group of people out there that, you know, wanted to watch. And then there are a lot of you who I have just met because you've just found diamond painting. And it's so exciting. It's really, really exciting for me to see a new group of people getting into the hobby and enjoying it. And so, yeah, I'm going to indulge in a little bit of self-talk today. And maybe for those of you who know me, this you might end up wanting to skip this video, but I would appreciate it if you watched. And yeah, thank you for your support. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as that helps in this crazy world, and it's free. So thank you. I'm going to choose the spade. The spade is 3371. My name is Rachel, and I go by Rachel Ray on the internet. I have for a very long time, and I decided when I made the channel that I would call myself Rachel Ray Craft. I didn't want to do just diamond painting, but little did I know that this would just end up as a diamond painting channel. And I kind of engineered it that way, I'll be honest. But I decided to start a YouTube channel in 2018 for diamond painting. I had a YouTube channel way back in 2007-8, that time period, because I was a part of a community of people doing weight loss, and I found it was a great way to stay accountable. But in the end, as a very young 20-something person, I also found that it was quite predatory and toxic, to say the least. And when I left university, I finished university and with an English degree, and I moved to South Korea to become an English teacher, English as a second language. I decided to stop doing YouTube because I wanted to focus on my job, and I was making friends and getting involved in the community there, so I didn't really have much time for anything else. So fast forward, I lived and worked in South Korea for 4 years, just about 4 years. I round up because it felt like a lifetime. But I worked there for quite some time as a teacher. I started off in pre-K, kindergarten, elementary, and I worked my way up to being a middle school teacher. And that was quite nice, but at the beginning, but then I got really, really down and out with that job. The pay was great, but the working atmosphere was horrendous, and they treated the students really poorly. The students came from a very low income household, quite impoverished group. And okay, I did put that on the right symbol. And they treated those students like dirt. I don't know if it was a combination, like the behavior came from home or what it was, but they were actually hurting, like physically hurting students. And it got to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. I tried to stand up for the students, and they basically told me to mind my own business and to stay out of it. And I knew then that it just wasn't for me anymore. And so I finished my contract and I moved back to the States. In that meantime, I had met my husband, James. He was also teaching as a teacher there in a different city when we met. And we dated, we moved in together. We eventually decided to move to Ireland together because he's Irish. And I didn't take the decision lightly. It was originally supposed to be for a summer. But when I got here, it's actually it's a really beautiful country. Like no matter where you go, it's just insane. And I mean, having never been here before, I just found it was magical. And for lack of a better word, it was just something I had never experienced, and it made me feel instantly like, yeah, I could see myself being here. Do you know, have you ever been in a place like that before? I feel that way on holidays a lot, like when I go on vacation. But there's this one particular area in my neck of the woods. Once you turn the corner, you can literally see what feels like forever. And you can see into the ocean and everything. It's just so beautiful. And like, I just knew. I was like, yep, sign me up. I'm good. Now, I did go through some struggles to stay here. I had to, get a visa and everything else. And that was a whole thing. And I did talk about that in another video. But essentially, I moved here in 2014. So it has been 10 years just this past April. And it's been fabulous. It is a little difficult sometimes living in a small town. A lot of people from my town watch my videos, which is so supportive. Thank you so much. But I felt this kind of, I don't know, instant like camaraderie. Like people were so friendly and accepting. It was wonderful. So that's when I first moved here, and I had to get the odd jobs. I still taught during the summers. There was an English school here. There still is. It's a little bit smaller now after COVID, but an English school in the summer, and that's how I spent my time before YouTube. And what I didn't like was that I had to find somewhere to work during the winter before I could do what I really loved in the summer, which was teaching. And so after many, many years, 4 years, I decided I was going to try YouTube again so that I can make some friends and kind of get out of that feeling like I had to go to the pub to socialize with people. I wanted to make friends in the hobby that I was doing. And at the time, diamond painting was totally different. It was very niche. And like, if you were around back in 2018, you'll remember. I remember all the people that I used to watch because it really was that small of a group. This one is 975. Okay, all the way there. It was a very small group. And I remember seeing people make videos on unboxings and how they stored their diamonds and what kind of tools they would use. Back then, there weren't that many people turning diamond painting pens. Like, this was not a thing when I started. We just used the pens from the kit, or we modified writing pens into diamond painting pens, which is still a thing. You could still do that. I made an Etsy shop back then, and I don't have it anymore. The name is still there, but I won't sell on Etsy again. Etsy has gone horribly corrupt, in my opinion. But anyway, I used to sell pens and little cover minders and things like that. And I had a really good time making things for people. And that was really, really fun. I remember that fondly. I really like sending out mail. I don't like going to the post office, but I do like packaging up things for people. You know, that was really fun and nice. And yeah, I have really fond memories of the times that back when I first started, everything was so new and we were all getting to know each other, and it was really fun. So thank you to all of you who have been around since then and you continue to watch, or there have been a couple of you who have returned that you took some time off, stuff happened, you know, life happens, and it is hard to stick around, you know, when things get rough. I totally understand that. So much has happened in the last couple of years, but I digress on that. To get away from YouTube and all that, because a lot of you already know that, but I did start a Twitch channel, and I think I went there in, was it 2021? It wasn't 2020 yet. I think it was 2021 that I started my Twitch. I think it's been about, yeah, it's definitely hit the 3-year mark by now, I think. Somewhere near there. And Twitch is fun. It's a little bit more interactive. It's a lot more engaging for a lot of people than YouTube lives. And I have found in my own personal experience that it feels more community driven. Although since I started Twitch, YouTube has brought in a lot of features that are similar to Twitch. Like you can go from one person's live to another's and stuff like that. We call it rating. But in general, I personally, I have, I'm very shy. I know that that might not come across in a lot of videos and stuff, but I'm really shy. And YouTube lives got really overwhelming for me. So I started doing a thing. I stopped going live publicly on YouTube because it was just a lot. There at the end, when I made the decision to finally stop, I was getting something like 300 people in a live, and I couldn't read what people were saying. I couldn't have conversations with people. I was upsetting people because I couldn't answer them, or they thought I was ignoring them. Have you ever tried to talk to 300 people at once? It's very hard. So that's why I went to Twitch, where normally I get like 35 people. And also Patreon. Patreon has been an invaluable resource to me as a creator, and I just want to give them a shout out. Thank you so much to my patrons. You're paying the bills. Thank you for helping me out. I do vlogs over there and live streams. So if that's something that you're interested in, I do lives once a month, usually at the end of the month, and I'm trying to do them on like Sundays, where I know that more people than not are off work, and that it'll be at a time when, you'll be able to sit down and enjoy your crafting. So it's usually on the last Sunday of the month. Excuse me, I'm looking for the symbol and I cannot find it. It is an hourglass. There it is, 898. Okay. I think I need to get my eyes checked. Anyway, so for those of you who were wondering about lives, that is why I don't go live on YouTube. There are a lot of trolls out there. I know how to handle trolls, but the last time that I went live, it's not easy. So that's the real answer. So yeah, anyway, that's not really what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was more stuff, me, diamond painting, all kinds of stuff. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to have some water and I will explain. Alrighty. So I remember when we started something called Theory Tuesday, I invited my husband to come on to YouTube with me and talk about his special interests, which at the time was a lot of like UFO stuff. And I was doing some cross stitch that was like cryptids, and so it was really fun to get together and talk about that sort of thing, because I didn't see other people doing it. I saw true crime and stuff like that, but I didn't see anything that was like UFO related. And that was really fun. I don't know when or if we're going to do that. There's just so much going on in our personal lives that it's kind of hard to pin that down right now. And Luna's barking again. She's a good guard dog. By the way, so I have a dog named Luna. She is a collie. She's a blue merle collie. Beautiful. Very protective, as you can hear. And there is a car outside. 1 second. As you can probably tell, there's really no safe time for me to film anymore. It used to be that in our old place, something fell. We used to be able to like film at night because there would be nobody outside and we were kind of secluded. But now we have moved into James's family home. It was bequeathed to us. We're very lucky to have it. But it just means that there's constantly car noise, and so she's a very anxious dog. She's a rescue, and she's a good protector. She will bark like nobody's business. So I do apologize if you hear her in my videos, but there, aside from locking her up somewhere, there's not much I can do. I just try to keep her out of the room when I film. But she is a creature. So she moved with us. I adopted her in 2014. So shortly after the summer when we arrived, and we decided that we were going to stay, I was like, well, I need a dog, because at the time, I missed my Ginger. Ginger was my foster dog that my grandma adopted, and she now lives with my dad in my family home. But I just missed having an animal companion. And for those of you who have dogs, I think you'll understand. Even for those of you who have cats, I think everybody kind of knows, if you're a pet person, the feeling of coming home to a pet is just, it's such a great feeling, you know. They're waiting for you, they depend on you, and you feel whole by having them a part of your life. So I adopted her, and the story was that they reckoned she was about 6 months old, and she had been tied to a fence and left, you know, just abandoned and not being fed. And when I read her story and I saw her picture, I just, you know, my heart sunk. I felt like I really needed to help her. And I'm glad that I did. But yeah, she's been with us since September. I think it was September 4th. I might be wrong on the date, but I'm pretty sure it was early September of 2014. And she's still doing very well. She has slowed down a bit. She's a little bit calmer than she once was. She sleeps a lot more. You wouldn't be able to tell in my videos. But she is a sweet girl, and I love her very much. And lately I have been getting up in my feels because I know she's getting on, you know, being 10. Now, you know, they say that dogs that are 26, dogs that are smaller tend to live longer. So I'm hoping that that will be true for her as well. And then she'll be with us for a very long time. But it does make me, you know, worry a little bit. I don't want to lose her too soon. And I can't imagine what my life is going to look like when she's not in it, you know. It's very sad to me. So I try not to think about it too often, but I have been cuddling her pretty hard lately, and trying not to think about the future. But we've had some really good times, and her favorite thing is going for a walk, obviously. She loves her walkies. And we really enjoy going to the beach and going places where she can be off lead, because she loves sniffing around. And even though a couple of years ago she was in an accident. She went out when she wasn't supposed to. She crossed the road. She got hit going across the one-way, and then she got hit coming back across the road. It was absolutely horrific. we had to bring her, obviously we brought her to the vet. Is that a B? Is that a capital B? It's either an 8 or a B. Let's see if I can find it on here. There it is, 400, okay. One of my favorite colors. Just kidding. And brought her to the vet. I've told this story before, but I fainted when they told me her leg had been shattered. It was like I could feel the pain myself, and it was horrible. I felt so sick for her, and she wasn't crying or anything, but I knew something was really, really wrong. So we took her in. They decided that they needed to put a plate in her leg to stabilize it, and of course we did that, because at the time I just couldn't imagine, I couldn't fathom her as a 3-legged dog. But unfortunately, after, what was it, 2017 is when it happened. Was it 2021? I think it was 2021 when she developed an infection in her leg in the armpit kind of area. 781. And so took her back to the vet, and the vet here was saying, I don't know, it's nothing, just give her some antibiotics. I was like, she has an open wound. I would like that to be closed. And he was like, all you need to do is give her this medicine. And I was like, not happy about that. So I went and got a second opinion. And over the course of 3 months, we discovered several issues. And after a lot of medication and cauterizing and everything, cauterizing is where they put heat on it. They burn it basically shut, and that didn't work. 782, and so unfortunately the doctor I was working with said, you're going to have to go back to the animal hospital that she was, brought to for the initial plate installation. And you'll have to find out what your next step is, because this was just like a local doctor, animal doctor, he's a vet, but he's not like, he doesn't have a surgery. So you're going to have to go to the surgery. Of course, I was really nervous about that. But I did it, and they were like, okay, listen, you don't really have any options here, but you're going to have to amputate her leg. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that seems like a step farther than what I was expecting. But if it's going to give her any quality of life, then let's do it. And I also was just genuinely curious, like, what is it? What is it, right? So after they did the surgery and they amputated, where's T? There, 371. They showed me what it was, and basically her nerves had wrapped around the plate that they had installed, and her body was rejecting the plate after years of it being there. And it was just suddenly like, nope, we don't want that anymore. I was like, wow, really? So anyway, I don't know how I got on this, but sorry if this is too much information. A lot of people ask about her and about like why she's a tripod and everything. But the answer really comes down to the fact that when she had the surgery was fine. It went well and everything, but just after a couple of years, her body wasn't really happy with that anymore and decided to eat it. Just expel it from her. And I was tired of seeing her limping around and in pain and totally lethargic, not herself at all, and made that call. So now, if you see my little Luna, she is just a whole new dog, and it's so nice to see her active and happy again. But as the years go on, I can definitely tell that she gets tired quicker than she used to. And I don't think that it's necessarily because of having 3 legs. I think it's just age. She's been slipping on the floor a little bit recently. That worries me a lot. But we're doing what we can to accommodate her and make her comfortable, and hopefully have her in our lives for a long time to come. I'm not ready to say goodbye anytime soon. Emotionally, not ready for all of that. I'm sure that I'm not alone in, losing pets has always been really difficult for me. And when I did live in Korea, I had adopted a husky named Ice. He was such a good dog. And unfortunately, he succumbed to I guess I've talked about animal stuff long enough. I could talk about this. He developed acute renal failure only 3 months after I adopted him from the shelter. He had lived at the shelter for 4 years. He was still in the prime of his life. I thought that I was going to have at least a decade with this dog. He had beaten heartworm disease. He'd lived in a shelter for years. And I really thought that I could give him a good life, because I enjoy training dogs. I enjoy having dogs in my life. And we had a bond. We had a very special bond as I was taking care of him at the shelter. And it was so hard for me to make that decision. You know what I mean? And I do apologize. I'm going to have to put a warning on this video. I didn't really think that our talking tonight was going to put me here, but, it happens to everybody that has pets. It's inevitable that, our pets are going to eventually have to leave us. That's the sad thing about having a pet. If they lived as long as humans. I mean, my dad has an African gray parrot. Which, if you watched my WIPNCHAT from the States a couple weeks ago, there were a couple people that thought that it was my parrot. It is not my parrot. He is definitely my dad's. He is funny, and he is only 10 years old, so he's very young. No, he's not 10. He's like 18. Yeah, he's a legal adult now. He's funny and brilliant, but not every animal lives to be, 80 years old. It's pretty rare. So it is very sad thinking about it, But anyway, I hope that I get lots and lots of really good years with her still, and we get to do all the things together. I'm counting on it. There we go. And yeah, we're down to the last little bit, the last little section here. But yeah, I was looking back at my videos. 3750. And just like glancing over them, you know, watching back on double speed because I talk slow. And, you know, it struck me. I really appreciate everybody that watches. It's hard for me sometimes to fathom why. 3843. But I'm sure y'all have your reasons. But I do appreciate that you come to visit my channel each week when I upload one of these silly videos. And I would love it if you would let me know in a comment on this video if there is something in particular that you would like to see me talk about or show, because I want to make sure that I am connecting with you and giving you something that you would enjoy watching. I've been in a bit of a slump lately, and I am working on improving that, but ever since, you know, before I went on vacation, I was kind of struggling a little bit with what do people want to see. And I'll tell you what I've got. I've got quite a few works in progress now. I've got Dragon Seasons. I've got Almond Blossom by Jaded Gem Shop. I've got $9.96. A custom of a picture that I took from Diamond Art Club. No, they don't do them anymore. I always have to say that. They don't do customs anymore. This is like a really rare thing that they did a long time ago. I've got the little kit that I picked up from Amazon in the States from DAC. Ajisai, I've been working on that during my Twitch streams, which you are welcome to join. They are free to watch on Twitch, Rachel Raycraft. I've got the link below, and I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. GMT. So I'll be working on Ajisai over there as well. I've got, what else do I have to work on? Oh, I do owe you a post review of Cauldron of Myrrh. I think I didn't do that because we were moving. Did I do a post review? I feel like I didn't. Anyway, it's a beautiful painting. I highly recommend that one. Very fun to do. What's another one? Do I have more? Dragon Seasons, Ajisai, Sun Rays, Almond Blossom. There's another truck. DAC Custom. I think that's it. Wow. I think that's all the ones that I'm working on right now. I'm also planning a really special video over on my second channel. I do have a second channel for cross-stitching. So if you haven't visited, it's Rachel Ray Fiber Arts. And I think we're at 1,700 subscribers, which is fantastic. So thank you if you've gone over there and subscribed. I appreciate it. Equals to. Ooh, it's a specialty drill. It's a little sparkle dust drill. This one. See the glitter on the top? So pretty. I am doing a special video over there for the 21st of June, so please come on over and watch. I'm going to show off all of my cross-stitch whips, works in progress. I would love you to come and see those because I do like cross-stitching a lot. I do. It's kind of how I unwind at night most of the time. Number 4. But I'm going to do a little bit of crowdsourcing on this video to see what it is that you would like me to share with you over here. What kind of stuff would you like to see? I could make some tutorials. Just make some WIPNCHATs. That's really kind of what I've been doing at the moment. I got a couple things to share with you as far as unboxing goes, but not as much as I used to do. I am going to admit that I don't have as much as I used to because I don't live in the US and most of the small shops are in the US. Ever since Brexit happened, things are very expensive and YouTube doesn't like me right now. So that is why I'm not unboxing like I used to, unless people send me stuff, which is great. I appreciate it. No pressure. But at the moment, that's just kind of where I am. So hopefully one day I'll be able to make it to one of those retreats. I would love to do that. People keep asking me to go, but they're also in the US. So we'll see. We'll get there one day. Let me just take off. Take off these little Can I rip? There we go. There. Now we can actually see progress. It's not a lot, but it's something. It's a tree trunk. And the tree trunk is right beside the bunny. And then it goes up into this magnificent tree. And if you haven't seen it already, I have an unboxing video for this that I'll try to link up in the eye above. It won't take too long. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it. So I'll try to be doing that more and more in the coming weeks, months that are upon me. But it really is nice to check in with you. Thank you so much for watching my videos, leaving me comments. I love reading them and responding. So go ahead and leave your feedback down below. I hope that you all have a wonderful week and a great weekend ahead. I think that this weekend is going to be a washout here. It's supposed to be cold. It's about 54 degrees here. So it's not exactly summer temperatures, and it's raining. So I'm going to have a weekend of probably crafting, hopefully. Get some time in while I'm drinking my coffee tomorrow morning and get some more of this painting done. And I hope to see you all soon, either on Twitch, over on Patreon. Like I said, I'll be going live at the end of the month. And here on my WIPNCHATs and stuff. The best way that you can support me is to check out my socials. So if you're on Instagram, Rachel Ray Official. If you're on Facebook, Rachel Ray FB. If you just hit a follow there, that would be really, really helpful. I'd really appreciate that. But thank you all so much for your time and your patience. I hope that you take care and you stay safe. And I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!